Hey, it's Scott Penfold, and here's your weekly Loaded Radio Heavy Metal News Recap video. Before we get into the week's past heavy metal news highlights, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel to get all your hard rock and metal content on a daily basis. And we also totally appreciate it. Also be sure to check out loadedradio.com for all your hard rock and metal news stories updated on a constant basis, the live 24/7 radio stream featuring live personalities, big name interviews, and non-stop commercial-free hard rock and metal. Also check out the Loaded Radio podcast, which is our weekly interview show featuring the biggest names in hard rock and metal, available wherever you get your podcasts or via the Loaded Radio free app. Well, it seems that Kanye West has fired back at Ozzy Osbourne over the recent sampling dispute when it comes to War Pigs. Now, in response to Ozzy Osbourne's recent criticism of him sampling Black Sabbath's War Pigs without permission, Kanye took to his own social media on Friday, February the 9th to share an old Halloween snapshot from 2023. Now, the picture depicted Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne dressed up as Kanye and his wife Bianca. Now, alongside the photo, Kanye included a message response suggesting that Ozzy Osbourne likely had someone managing his social media account, saying he obviously has a celebrity handler who's on his account. Now, this all started when Ozzy learned that Kanye had actually used a sample from Ozzy's 1983 live performance of War Pigs, which was recorded at the US Festival that year. And apparently Kanye used it during his Vultures listening party in Chicago the day before. So Ozzy took to his social media initially and condemned Kanye for using it, calling him an anti-Semite and attributing him to causing untold heartache to many. Also, you can catch the official music video for KITTIE's latest track called Eyes Wide Open, which marks the band's return after a remarkable 13-year hiatus. Now, the new KITTIE track, Eyes Wide Open, was helmed by acclaimed producer Nick Raskulinecz, who's known for his work with Foo Fighters, Rush, Alice in Chains, and Korn. Now, KITTIE co-founder and frontwoman Morgan Lander says sometimes incredible opportunities present themselves in surprising ways. Just a few years ago, we could never imagine we would be getting ready to release new music as KITTIE. We've been given what feels like a second life and are grateful to Ash and the Sumerian family for believing in us. Now, adding to the excitement, the band have announced their collaboration now with esteemed independent label Sumerian Records, and more new music from KITTIE expected to arrive soon. Also, looks like In This Moment's going to embark on the God Mode tour this spring. Now, support on the tour is going to come from Kim Dracula and Mike's Dead, and the tour kicks off on April 28th in Anaheim, California, wraps up at May 25th in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, with the full list of tour dates available online and at loadedradio.com. Now, this trek does coincide with the band's co-headlining dates with Motionless in White, called the Dark Horizon Tour, and In This Moment are touring in support of their 8th studio album, God Mode, which was released back in October via BMG. And finally, Justin Chancellor says Tool fans won't be waiting 13 years for the band's next studio album. Now, in a recent interview with Metal Hammer, Chancellor assured fans that they won't have to endure another lengthy wait like they did between 2006's 10,000 Days and 2019's Fear Inoculum. He says Tool drummer Danny Carey is 62 now, so there's no thought of taking 13 years. We're going to have to be more efficient. And we've been talking of ways that we can do that. Maybe taking a leaf out of how me and Peter Mohammed worked with MT Void. Instead of staring at each other going, come on, get it out of you. Maybe we could do a bit more at home. We'll see. But Chancellor did go on to say, in fact, that Tool has been working on new music, said they put a little work in before the current tour they're on, and ended up compiling all the ideas they had. He added when they're done with their European tour, they're going to dive back into working on the album in the second half of 2024. I'm Scott Penfold, and there's your Loaded Radio Heavy Metal News weekly recap video for the week ending February 17th, 2024.